We went to see Blade Runner 2049 the other day, and I thought I might give my take on it. To start with, it's visually amazing, it's well acted, it is well worth seeing. And I want to say, people have made much of how long it was. Somebody referred to it as a bum number. No, I enjoyed sitting there. I didn't feel at all uncomfortable because I was engaged the whole time. It is, as I said, well worth seeing. On the other hand, I still don't know what it was for. Let's go back to the previous Blade Runner. What was it about? It concentrates on a man, we think he's a man anyway, called Deckard, whose job it is to retire artificial life forms called replicants, who are on the Earth in any sort of an unauthorized way. They look human, but they have been created for work in dangerous places, usually off-world. Some of them have got back to Earth, and the idea I got was that they were so much stronger than humans, and the fear was that they didn't have humanity's moral framework, and so they'd be dangerous to have around human society. However, during the course of the movie, Deckard discovers that the replicants have humanity, they have imagination, they have sadnesses, they have ambitions of their own, and they even have the ability to extend mercy. For instance, the definitive scene in the whole film is where the replicant Roy decides that since he is dying, there is no point in killing Deckard, who is actually completely at his mercy. And this is a generosity that strikingly few real humans have. As history has shown us. So really, the humanity of the replicants is established there. In this latest Blade Runner, we have a replicant who is at one point later called Joe, although his designation is just the letter K until then. And he is fully aware of the problems faced by replicants, being one himself. And then there's this sort of side issue where he discovers the humanity of a computer-generated girlfriend he has. And that's just a side issue. It could have been an important point, but it just comes and goes. And the whole story is really about him helping Deckard to find his long-lost child. There's a sort of inversion of the Star Wars thing, with a Luke, I'm not your father moment, and that's about it. Apart from that, there is one literary reference after the other. A novel by Henry Fielding called Joseph Andrews, Dickens' Oliver Twist, and David Copperfield. Stevenson's Treasure Island, there's a specific reference to that. And then there's a scene at the end where there's a sort of kerfuffle in a sinking spinner at sea, which does as a boat for that, which is just sort of definitive Treasure Island. There's Marlowe's Faust, of course. I suppose I've missed some. There were a couple of film references, like the Star Wars one, but also one to a really dreadful cult British film called, it's known as a Hammer horror, Hammer being the name of the company rather than the instrument. But it's called Scream and Scream Again. If you can get a chance to see it, you should. But all the references in the world don't make up for the fact that the hero is not on a journey of self-knowledge. He's just on a trek to a plot resolution. By the way, most people mention that Joe dies at the end, but that isn't entirely clear. And I think the producers have left it open-ended enough for another shot at it. And that does worry me a bit, because I don't know where it could go from there. Look, it was a well-made film, but it didn't tell me anything I didn't already know about that particular fictional universe. Maybe we should let Joe die now. Oh, and I wish someone would tell me, what happened to the dog?